This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now back to throw. Rolling to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
21.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now a handoff working right. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
You're not going anywhere, man. What are you doing? You can't get past me. 21.
On first down, Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
There we go. Nice play. Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right. That boy's got four. Here we go. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Garoppolo now. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to launch, and that's caught inside the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one goes for 36 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll run it here. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are in for 6. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They've gone to the second quarter now in Denver. The Broncos have taken the early lead, and we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
Hey, wait.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 1:59 to go in the first half. Back with more after this.
11.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues. Garoppolo on first down. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. In for the score. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. Point after now from Sturgis. Sturgis for the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. Oh, good footwork on the spin. He'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
Back to throw now on first down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So they boot it through, and now we're all square after 2 quarters of play.
And what's that great term you taught me? They're level, right? They got back to level. Now they get to go back in the locker room, regroup, and start over in the second half.
Short kick. One of the up mid will take it now. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
A gain of 6 there on first.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works a defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
And they'll go on the ground. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a third down.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll set up to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Reuben Foster able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. The Colts send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Tie game, but they'll get excellent starting field position here to begin the second half.
And it's the starting field position that makes an offensive coordinator maybe bolder than normal. Maybe you want to take the big shot right now. Go for a big play and get their attention early, or even just run your offense because you feel good about where you are and a chance to move the ball downfield.
Yeah, maybe they go for the big play. Time to find out.
11. Check.
Garoppolo. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the 49ers have moved down in front. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. And the Colts getting ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to air it out deep for Matthews. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. He was looking for Matthews that time, and it's 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, 49ers. A great play there. 69 yards. And the 49ers add on to their lead. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a 1st down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll set up a throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And a quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. They'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 account.
And the pressure gets to him again. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Throw right side, taken in by Pettis. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 15 yards through the air and a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, a 22.
Wait. I got you. Hey, 4 down.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
Hey. 4 down. Hey, gun.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there, punching it in from a yard away. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Now Sturgis on to add the extra point. Sturgis adds the PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep. Back up. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
Not good, and we saw the result.
65, 65.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Over the middle, he finds Pettis complete. And he's got this down to the 35. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And his throw here's incomplete.
I know you're thinking it, but I'll just go ahead and say it. To give you an idea of how sharp he's been in this game, just his second incompletion, and we're in the fourth quarter.
He has been locked in, laser-focused all throughout this one, hasn't he?
Certainly has, and he's gotten some help from his receivers as well. They also are locked in.
Yeah, the drops have been at a bare minimum.
Hey, gun. 21, 21. 11.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Oh, wide open. Complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. As his guys are in for 6. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Point after now from Sturgis. Sturgis for the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And spins away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Riley. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. The Colts on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. And they'll run it here. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Four down, check. One, Omaha. Here we go, hurry up.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Go ahead. 21. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. Shift.
Now they'll run it on the toss. A beautiful spin and room to run. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 11, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. And they'll go on the ground. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
21. Back. Check.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Check your hot read. 12, fellas, here we go. Say hot.
They get it to him running left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Sturgis adds the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
Now let's go.
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Reuben Foster in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
That right now That's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. He'll drop to throw. He's going to let him. Got his man complete. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Gone! All right, here we go. Green, 39.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for San Francisco, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles